Hey, top of the morning to you, and welcome to the Auspicious Wellness, Optimal Wellness Podcast Morning Drive Time Show. So, yes, you heard it here. This is Auspicious Wellness, and this is our Optimal Wellness Podcast. We want to thank you for tuning in and for listening this morning. And guess what? We want to give you nourishment for your mind, body, spirit, and soul, and encompass everything wellness and hope to accomplishing optimal wellness. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to my listeners, wherever you are in the world. My name is Debbie Smith-Torrence, your host, back in the saddle with my belief system of sharing is caring and caring is love. I'm a life and a health coach, a manufacturer in cannabinoid molecules, for short CBD. I am a PPP equipment provider and an IT developer. Yep, I am multifaceted, but it all works well together. I'm here to tell you, if you can believe in it, you sure in the heck can achieve it. So guess what? It's time to dig in. It's time to drill down. And it's time to dive in. And our topic today is unexpected change, purpose, and transformation. Yep, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And with those things that I want to bring to the forefront today, there's so much going on in the world. It's just a lot of bad things that are happening. Some good things along the way, but it leads to a lot of expected change with the things that are going on with COVID-19, the fallout behind it, all of the different things, people, their loved ones leaving them from the disease. All type of things are happening now, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful to turn on the news and see how many deaths have happened overnight, or how many new cases have surfaced, or new hot spots have surfaced. It's hurtful. And if you're humanized, you look at it and it's hurtful. It doesn't have to touch home to hit you. It should hit you because you should be human. We are all human. You should be human enough to feel that this can hurt you. It can touch you. It hurts you when it hurts people around the world globally. It hurts us, because we're dealing with people's feelings, emotions, loved ones, and people that have lost lives, people that we can't replace, will never get back in life. We have to think about these things, but that's part of what we're going to talk about, dealing with unexpected change and what we can do in our own life. And trust and believe me, please be careful and don't think that it can't hit you. It can't hit home, because it can. And then there's a whole nother story. But in the midst of all this, we need to still survive. We need to still keep moving. We need to still keep going. We still need to try to have some type of normalcy. Even though this is a new normal for us all around the world, we still need to try to cope, okay? And so that's the very reason why I decided to do this segment is called Unexpected Change. And all of us we know that life can get messy, it can get complicated, it can be frustrating, fear of loss, fear itself, failure, adversity, denial, negative actions versus becoming actionable. And so that's sometimes we don't want to cope with things. And we start to create all these negative actions because we're in denial. You can't be in denial about what's happening. Trust and believe me, it is happening. And this is something that we have to deal with. It's no ifs, ands, and buts. It's going to be there every morning when we wake up. So how do we get through? What are some of the things that we can do for self-improvement and transformation within ourselves? We need to try to dig deeper and dig down and be better for this thing when it happened, when it's over. We need to be better. Our position is that we need to be better. We need to do whatever we can do to better ourselves. A lot of us are sitting at home. Stop just sitting at home doing nothing. Start doing something. Start doing something to improve your life and feel like when this is over, we're going to all come out, but I'm going to come out better than what I was when I went in. I'm going to do some things that are going to help me to transition in a positive light. That's what we want. That's what we need. But guess what? And so we're going to talk about some actionable changes. We're not just going to harp on the negative, because you got to get somewhere. In order for you to go somewhere, you got to have experienced something. You got to understand, first and foremost, accept that you are blessed. If you're listening to me wherever you are in the world, accept that you are blessed because you're here. Okay? And one of the main things that we need to do right now, keep negativity away from you. If somebody comes to you and uploads 50 million things that's wrong in their life, and they've been telling you this for the last year or 6 months, and they haven't changed anything, and then here you are. I had a conversation with my sister, and I said, hey, listen, I haven't been talking to you. What's really going on? Every time I call you, you don't have a lot of time to talk. And she says, I got so much bad things happening with me. I'm bogged down with so much, work and the workload. My friends are all going through changes. They're going through things. I said, okay, all right. Well, I just wanted to check in on you and make sure you're okay. Our conversations have been short, and I kind of want to check in on you. And I told her, I said, you can't let these people unload on you. You've got to be able to breathe. And you can't just you're taking in everybody else's what's wrong. And now you feel like life is a mess around you. Your life is not a mess. Life is good for you. You're in a wonderful position. Life is good for you. So don't let people unload on you. What I'm trying to tell you, people, don't let people unload on you. Then the next thing you feel like all this loss, you fear of loss. You just feel like everything is wrong, but nothing is really wrong in your life. You're just dealing with so many other people's emotions. It's okay to help people and love on them, but they have to want to help themselves too. They can't keep telling you the same old story all the time. And so negativity, for my answer for that is negativity has to go on the shelf. It's just like a good book. You take a book off the shelf, you read it, you dust it off, and you read it, and the book has been read. Okay? So, and then you put it back on the shelf. And that's what you're going to have to do to people that really, really, really don't understand that negativity is not the way to go. Where's your coping mechanism? Coping in your present. How are you coping? Every one of us have to cope in some way, somehow. You got to sort it out so you can digest it. And you got to figure out, in all this crazy time of what's going on, tell yourself, okay, what are my future goals? Let me focus on something that's positive. I don't want to focus on how I how I got across the river. I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on what I'm going to do to get across the river. Then I can see what the next goal is going to be. What I'm saying to you, focus on right now. Right now is the key, like today. Worry and anxiety, that has to go out the window, because guess what? Worrying and anxiety is not going to help you. You need to start coping. And this is, and I know that it sounds crazy, but guess what? This is your opportunity for growth. Looking for growth within you. You remember years and long time ago, a lot of us had family, friends. We were growing up. A lot of us were going through something. The parents were struggling to get through, but they got through. And guess what happened? In all of what was going on, we experienced growth. We experience growth. When you have children, and next thing you know, they're small, they're in preschool, they're getting ready to go to school, you're worrying about, are they going to be latchkey children? Who's going to help us after school? Are they going to go to a center for after school programs? How are we going to get through? Then next thing you know, you have middle school, then you got high school, then you have college. All of that is growth. All these things are growth. You start in a position at work, and then you start to get more responsibility. Next thing you know, you're a manager. You went from supervising to being a manager to being everything that your life is designed to be. You're starting to grow. So on that job, you're growing. So there's growth. So your circumstances change. Things change around you. But sometimes when we're growing, we don't have time to take it all in. We're too busy trying to swim across the river and we don't reflect. We don't look back. And that's some of what we need to do.